All right, come on now, get closer to the fire. You think you're in charge of your own thoughts, eh? Let an old man tell you something. A story from a time you wouldn't remember, about those little flickers you see out of the corner of your eye. The ones that whisper things that, well, they don't sound like you.
Yeah, we all lived there at one point, this land of absolute clarity. Everything was simple. The sun came up, the road was straight, you thought every single step you took was your own decision. It's a real nice place to be a fool, I'll tell you that. Real comfortable being that blind.
But here's the thing about that kind of peace. It's like thin ice. It's not meant to last. And it's just a matter of time before a little crack shows up in all that certainty. A little shudder deep down. And that's when you start to hear it, that whisper.
We had a name for it, the old folks. We called it internal friction. You know that feeling like there's two of you inside? There's the one just walking along, doing what you're supposed to do, and then there's the other one, the one that's just wondering, what would happen if you just jumped off the path? It starts small, you know, a little shadow you think you see, a trick of the eye, but trust me, it's real. Picture this, you're holding a glass, maybe it's something nice, something fragile, and then out of absolutely nowhere, this little thought pops into your head, a dare. Just let go. Just watch it smash into 1,000 pieces.
Are you driving the cart, right? The road's straight, everything's fine. But that dare is back. You feel a little tug on the reins. Just a little twitch, it says. A little turn. Let's just see what happens.
And the worst one? You're standing somewhere high up, looking down. Now listen to me. This isn't about wanting to die. No, it's not a plan. It's a challenge. It's that voice of the what if, just testing you, seeing how tight your grip on reality really is. Okay, now you need to pay attention, because this shadow, this whisper, it's not always just in your head. Sometimes it finds a way out. Let me tell you about a weaver, a decent man, but he had to learn about this stuff the hard way.
He was a good man, this weaver, but life had been hard on him. Barely scraped by, his hands were all rough from working the loom, and his heart, well, it was mostly full of fear. See, where we came from, we knew better than to make fun of the things that live in the dark corners of a house.
So one night, the fire is burning low, and there it is, a little imp, sitting right there by the hearth. Tiny thing, all pointy ears and skin like a hot coal. Now, the weaver's first instinct, grab the broom, sweep it right into the fire. But then he remembered what his grandma always said. You don't fight the shadows, son. You feed them. And so he did. He put out a little saucer of milk, a piece of his own bread. It wasn't a command, you see. It was an offering, a show of respect.
And the strangest thing happened. A kind of calm settled over his workshop. Suddenly, his threads, they just didn't tangle anymore. The patterns he wove were more intricate than anything he'd done before. The little imp never said a word, never touched the loom. It just sat there and watched. A little guardian born from a simple act of kindness.
But kindness can be a fragile thing, can it? And ambition? Ambition can poison a man's heart faster than anything. The weaver? Well, he started to look at that imp differently. Not as a friend, but as a tool. Something he could use. Because a man's heart is a hungry, hungry thing. And one day, that hunger won. He stood right there in front of the hearth, his face all twisted up with greed. And he didn't ask. He demanded. He shouted at that little creature, "Weave me gold," he screamed. And right there, with that one greedy shout, everything broke. The quiet understanding they had, gone.
And this is the part you really need to understand. The imp didn't turn evil. It couldn't. It was just a mirror. And it changed what it was reflecting. The silent guardian vanished. In its place, chaos, pots and pans crashing down, a proper poltergeist. The workshop that had been his safe haven, it became a place of absolute terror.
You see, the imp was never his servant. It was an unchosen mirror. All it did was show the weaver what was already there, deep inside his own heart. When he was respectful, it reflected calm. When he got greedy, it reflected his own inner chaos. Now, the weaver, to his credit, he eventually learned his lesson. He finally understood. And what he learned, that's the thing I want you to remember.
For when those whispers start up in your own head?
That little shadow you see, that little voice daring you to do something awful, it's powered by your fear. It gets fat on your obsession, so you have to starve it. You just turn away. Look, it has no real power of its own. None at all. Only the power you give it.
Think of it like this. Don't confuse the hallway for the room you're trying to get to. These unsettling thoughts, they aren't you. They're just a corridor you have to walk down to really get to know yourself. It's a test, you see. It's not the final judgment.
So what do you do about it? Well, you do what the Weaver finally learned to do. You see that shadow flicker in the corner of your eye? You give it a little nod, and you get back to work, to your honest craft, whatever that is. You act with respect toward the world around you, not because you're scared, but just because it's the right thing to do.
Because make no mistake, it's always there. That little imp, that mirror. It's sitting there in the quiet corners of your mind, and it's watching you, especially when you think no one else is. The point isn't to get rid of it. You can't. The only real question is, what's it going to see when it looks at you? Think about that. Now, the fire's almost out. Time for you to go.